You know what? I forgot my dang sunglasses. You want to wear mine? No. I want to pull over here, shut the airplane off, and go get my sunglasses. Oh, they're in the truck. They're in the truck. Tim forgot his sunglasses, so we'll be right back with you after these messages. Welcome back, Captain. Plenty of runway here. Yeah, hopefully we can get off the ground before the end of it. Giddy up? Yep. We made it. Off the ground. Just barely. Just in time. Just barely cleared the runway. Just in time. Right here at Feltz Field, they have a good turf runway. I mean, beautiful strip of green. It really is. It really is just a great place to land. I hardly ever take off on it, but maybe I should do that more often. But I tend to always, if possible, land on the turf. This is Moscow Mountain right here, and we're kind of going. It's kind of the highest one in the area. Do you get nervous flying over stuff like this at all? You know, this aircraft actually is made for the mountains. It's made to do that. Now, that doesn't always mean that this pilot is made for the mountains, which, good to know. The pilot might get nervous, but I don't think the airplane's nervous at all. She's not nervous. She's not nervous. Not this one. Not the Farmland Fox. Its favorite place is flying through those canyons and landing on a remote airstrip back with a fishing pole in the back, as opposed to farm visits, maybe. She likes farm visits. I think this one likes farm visits, you know. But today we're headed out to Winchester, Idaho, which is kind of north and west of Grangeville up in the Camas Prairie. This actually, if you recall back to one of the first Farmland Fox episodes we did, this was the route we took. Oh, yeah. It was. That's right. Remember, we went out there and found out how capable the aircraft was on the first landing and takeoff.
We were in this grass field. It was a little tall. We're coming out and we're just trying to take off, and there's so much grass that it holds the tires down. And we're just about to make it out of it, and it sucks us back down. Wings may or may not have, agitated a little bit.
I don't really know how much peril we were in, but we were still on the ground.
Right.
So I was like,
we should
how
be
much peril
flying.
can we be in?
Right.
We're on the ground. It was like we were trying to take off out of quicksand.
Note to self, do not land in grass that's any taller than this.
We're hoping that in a few years,
maybe
we can laugh about this. You're like, remember when you didn't know how to land in a field?
Oh, shoot.
We learned some valuable lessons that day. We really did. It was new to us. I mean, that was one of the first ones we took it on. We've since then, in the last 2 years, have modified and improved our approach to landing. And even today, I think they were going to mow us a little runway. So
all right.
That'll be fun to get a nice little freshly mowed runway for landing and takeoff. Looks like he's got something mowed right out there. See it on that edge right there? Coming this way. Oh yeah, he mowed it for us. What a good guy. Oh, is that it right there? So right here. See it mowed right over here? He mowed us a spot right in the middle. Is that long enough? Oh yeah. I hope. Doesn't look very long. We're way up here. I bet it's long enough. Yeah, that's a good spot. Yeah, that's going to be a great spot to land. That's going to be really cool. Okay, here we go. We're going to make sure we hit down right at the end. That's a good idea. Nice. Captain Ditto?
Always.
Do this. And then you let go of the brakes. Oh, piece of cake. Look at us. We're 50 feet in the air by the time we get there right away. not as bad as I thought.
Tim, what is this airplane?
This is a Kitfox Series 7 Super Sport. It's a light sport aircraft, LSA, experimental, that is produced and manufactured by Kitfox Corporation out of Homedale, Idaho. It is a kit plane. I did not, however, build this kit.
When you say kit, you mean like it came in a box?
It can come in a box, yes.
Somebody like build a plane?
And the build job, I think the average is like 1,000 dedicated hours to putting it together. So I bought this one already pre-assembled. It had several, actually had a couple thousand hours on, almost 4,000 hours on the airframe. And so tried and true, this Kitfox Series 7 Super Sport.
You called this an experimental aircraft. I sure did. You got to explain that to us. Okay, so obviously it doesn't mean that it's like still in development. There must be some other reasoning for that term, right? The basics of experimental aircraft is the classification of the aircraft as seen by the Federal Aviation Administration. There is non-experimental FAA designation, absolutely. Okay. So it is an FAA designation of experimental aircraft, which kind of makes it, and you mentioned that it's not obviously still in full development. We can modify this aircraft without a big recertification of the entire fleet. Obviously, an engineer put a pencil to this thing a long time ago to figure out how to make it fly. And so we're not experimenting as if it will fly, but that classification allows us to make modifications and improve the aircraft, quite frankly. I mean, the Kitfox, the nice thing with the Kitfox is it has interchangeable parts. I can put a bigger wing on this aircraft, and with that, I can create a shorter takeoff and a shorter landing distance. I do not have to have it inspected after I'm done. I may want it inspected, right, specifically by someone who knows what they're doing with the Kitfox, but I don't have to have a full approval and committee inspection if I want to change something on the aircraft. So it's not experimental in the sense of, will it fly or will it not fly?
One of the questions that people ask about the plane is how fast does it go and how far?
This thing flies between 100 and 105 miles an hour, above ground at whatever altitude you might be at. And it burns about 5 gallons an hour. Now it holds 13 gallons on both sides, so 26 gallons. So you have about 5 hours worth of flight. So nautical miles, for simple math, you can figure on about 500 nautical miles, which from Spokane, that is to Boise and a pretty good share of the way back, actually, to give you a sense of the range.
Yes.
Could we go to Florida? Absolutely. Would it take us a couple of days? Probably.
Yeah.
But just from sitting in the seat and as well as just fatigue and getting there, but yeah, no, it's a very capable airplane. It just takes a little longer to get places because it goes a little slower, but its mission is to be in places where you can go slow.
Right.
I mean, look at us. We're parked in a wheat field right now because that's where we decided, that's where our meeting was. The guys were waiting at the top.
Right.
The guys were waiting at the top for us, and we, landed, 25 feet from them.
Because you can't, the faster the plane goes, the longer the runway is.
Yeah, and
the heavier it is, the harder
the
it
the surface area. I mean, this is powder dirt and wheat stubble is what this is. And our preferred runway, honestly, for the Farmland Fox.
Absolutely. So the tires also play a big part of this, right?
Absolutely. So we use Air Streaks. This is an Alaska bush wheel. Look, there's even a picture of the state of Alaska on the side of it. It's an Alaska bush wheel that we utilize as high flotation, meaning it can take a lot of bumps. It can take different types of terrain. It can take big rocks, although I wouldn't recommend it. But these things make it so that we can land in lots of different places.
question, Tim, that everybody has when they see somebody flying around in an airplane, and it's the one that nobody wants to answer. How much does an airplane like this cost?
Can I say it depends? I don't think I should. 'Cause I already said
boy.
that. I already said that with
That's what
speed.
they all say.
I said that already with speed. Right now, these aircraft, if they're already assembled, are 100 plus. As far as the sticker cost, but you could also find a used one for 50 to 75 still, I think. But those are very rare at this point with inflation and other things. But if you figured 100 to 150 for an operating aircraft that's in great shape, maybe it's right from the manufacturer, maybe it's got a few hours on it, you're going to be in the right shape there. As far as cost to operate it, the old saying goes is if you count the cost on something you love, you might not love it so much. Which, I don't know if that's true, and I might have just made it up. It's a dream that I've had for a long time, and thankfully Janelle made it come true.
And the beauty of your rig here is that you get to fly it for work.
Yep.
And you get to occasionally take it out and do fun stuff with it.
Absolutely. No, it has a real practical use. I mean, if you've had any chance to watch any of the first 9 episodes, you'll know that what we do is farmland management. What we do is farmland consulting and farmland real estate brokerage. This is what our company does, and we are just grateful for a chance to get there a little faster, to be efficient with what it is. I mean, we're right on the button to be just like we were a couple of years ago. We added another farm to this trip, and we're still getting back before it's 6, 7 o'clock at night, and it's just a whole lot more fun.
It's a little bit of a time machine.
It is a time machine.
Thank you for not dodging the question too much.
I didn't dodge it too much.
We appreciate that. And we're glad to be here flying with you anytime, looking at farms. It's great.
Absolutely.
But, Tim, you know what they say.
We love your dirt.